Hi, everybody. Thank you for stopping by Living To Do's YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to talk about a movie. It's just something I came across. I haven't seen anybody review it before, so this is my shot, I guess, my first shot at reviewing a movie. It's just something I enjoyed and just basically wanted to talk about. The movie's called Maya and Her Lover. The movie is about a woman named Maya, played by Ashanti J Aria. I haven't seen her before, but I really enjoyed her acting in this movie. She's a 39-year-old single woman who lives alone in New York. She's never been married. She has no kids. She's well educated. What she's done for work in the past, she's dabbled in photography, and real estate. She dates, but she can't find the right person, and she's body conscious, which is a lot of people in America are. This fits the narrative of so many women. She's interested in this website, and it's about women and their bodies, and they're posted on a website nude, real women that look like, not models, but they're treated like models. That's the whole thing, and she seems very interested in that. Um, I didn't know if she was interested because she wants to shoot for the website or if she wants to be a participant. But in the movie, she has a delivery, and it's her food. It's later we'll find out that the delivery guy is Kasim. He's a young guy, immature. He delivers food, and they have a little strange, a little encounter. It was just small. Wouldn't have been nothing, but they meet up or they run into each other later at a local neighborhood cafe. The cafe owner knows Maya, and he also knows Kasim. And the cafe owner thinks he's introducing Kasim and Maya for the first time, but Kasim knows her. He calls her number two because that's what she orders when he delivers the food. It's something that's a number two. Um, Kasim leaves. The store owner, I think his name is Adunde. He speaks highly of Kasim. He says that Kasim is twice as smart as men his age, which is interesting. He is young, but he does seem immature. I don't know what was so smart about him. Um, he just seems like a young kid, just acting like a young kid. Um, Now, Maya, she returns home after going to the cafe, and her neighbor, Mr. Ross, is this old man, and he he objectifies Maya's body. He says something like, "If I were younger, like I guess he could do these things to her, or it would be a different thing if he was a young guy." And he met Maya. Maya just thinks he's just, you know, just being a little flirt. I'm not even sure if she's flattered, but she gets a text from Kasim. He knows her number because he delivered food to her before, and he wants to ask her for advice. I guess the cafe owner, Atunde, must have said something to him about Maya. So Maya, she agrees to help or to talk to Kasim. We find out that Kasim is 22 and he's a Muslim. Uh, Kasim goes out with Maya to some eatery, small place, and they've ordered food and they're gonna have dessert. They have the dessert menu, and Maya looks at it, but she changes her mind, and she doesn't want to have dessert. And Kasim knows she wants dessert, and says, She thinks that she's pretty and sexy, but that she wants to look like a European woman and be skinny. And Kasim thinks that's having no self-respect. He says you don't respect yourself if you want to look like somebody else. And does that really mean disrespect because you want to change something about yourself? But, that's what he believes. So they're having this meal, and when it's time to pay, Kasim goes into his pants pocket and he pulls out a wad of cash, a bunch of crumpled up bills, probably from tips and things to pay for this meal. And this embarrasses uh, Maya. So what she does is she offers the credit card to the waitress. And Kasim says he got it, but you know, I think he probably would have been a little short. He says something about that. But wouldn't you be embarrassed if you go out with a guy and you're at the table and he pulls out a bunch of crumbled dollar bills to pay for the meal? At the very least, if you had very little money, doesn't mean you have to treat your money like that. You could still, unfold it, and it could be just neatly folded in your wallet, and when you grab it, you fold out a wad of, folded bills, not just crumbled bills like that. It's so childish. I mean, even if you didn't have a wallet, it could have been a lot neater than that. uh Kasim's nice enough. He walks Maya home. He gets to her house, their doorway, and he starts kissing her all over her neck, and he's calling her thick. Um, and she gets really into it. So much so that Maya has great sex with Kasim on their seemingly first date. They were just supposed to talk about, other things. It wasn't really a date. But anyway, um, after that happens, Kasim comes back later. I think it's the first time after their um, encounter, their session. And he comes in. He doesn't greet Maya with a hug or a kiss. He just walks right past her. So he has a business plan that he wants her to look at, and she learns more things about him. That he's real read, meaning has read a lot of books, um, like social books, not just Marvel or what have you. He reads deep thinking books. Um, they have good conversation. Um, so much so after I don't know how much time has passed, but they do start a relationship and they have fun together. You see Maya really enjoying herself with Kasim. They have like a lot of time lapse where they show them like getting pizza, getting the pizza, running up the stairs. She's wrapped in the sheet. They have a lot of sex. She's really enjoying his company, but it seems to be like only in the house. She seems to be too embarrassed to take Kasim out of the house like a normal type of relationship. She's embarrassed of him being a younger man. He's very youthful. He teaches her how to smoke weed for the first time. That's something she's never done. She's really kind of rigid. Months go by where they live like this and they seem to be happy. Though there comes to a point where they do have an argument and the relationship changes. And he's, I guess, had thought about it a lot, and now he wants to become celibate. They're still friends. He still seems to stay over there, but he's celibate. Um, when he does kiss her, sometimes he goes a little far and kisses her. He gets excited and he goes to the floor to pray because he thinks it's the devil working through him, and he's doing his best to be a man. I guess him praying through it and showing some control is him being a man. He does ask Maya for help. He wants her to buy him a computer that would help him a lot, because she has the means to do it. Um, at first, she says no to him. Um, but she does break down and she does buy him a computer. Um, After they're together for a while, and Maya returns to the neighborhood cafe where Atunde works, and they start talking about Kasim. And Atunde says he mentions a lot of things to Maya that, oh, he happens to refer to Kasim as Marshall. So Marshall is Kasim's real name. He says that his mother abused him. He got his GED in prison. He was in prison for 4 years, and he has a baby on the way. Now, some of these questions Maya has asked Kasim, and Kasim lied. He never mentioned he was in prison. I think she asked him that, and he never answered that question. So, so Maya, of course, goes back to uh, Kasim. She's mad, of course. She's been lied to. She thinks he's a ball of confusion and lies. She knew this relationship would never work because of their age difference. Um, Now, when she confronts Kasim, of course, he is mad and he gets defensive and he calls her a loser. Now, she's successful. She has all this, but she's a loser. He thinks that she hides away from the world in the house, and she has body issues, of course. So this is how she's spending her life, and she's not doing more than this, which she's doing great. She's able to take care of herself, but of course, he's hurt, so he has to resort to name calling one. Um, so you think, was he just using her, and was she just keeping him around because she was lonely? uh, Maya has a moment of reflection. They have broken up, and she really thinks about life. She starts crying, really crying, because she thinks as she gets older that life is getting harder. And her neighbor, Mr. Ross, his wife passed away, um, and she was in her 90s, Mrs. Ross. And they were together. They were married. This woman in her 90s had a relationship. I don't know if she's just reflecting on that she has no kids. Her life is just not where she wants it to be personally. Um, and she just reflects and she cries about it. She goes home, um, and we see her cleaning out her house, like she's doing a lot of spring cleaning. And as she throws stuff out to the trash, Kasim comes up. They talk. He actually pays back the money that he borrowed for the computer. He was an honest man about that. He said he would pay her back, and he did. He apologizes for lying. Some of the things that he lied about going to prison, um, but he did make clear he did not have a child on the way, because if he did, he would never deny his seed. Um, when they say goodbye to part ways, Maya tries to go in for a hug, and Kasim extends his hand because he's still practicing celibacy. He has slipped up, but he's doing his best. And she walks away from him. He looks at her. He thinks she looks good, thick. She's still thick, and it looks good to him. So she goes in her home. She looks in the mirror and she takes off all her clothes. And you see her seemingly having self acceptance of her body, um, as it is. And she just has like a nice smile on her face. I just thought I enjoyed the movie. Um, I think women should see this movie. It's not being talked about. It's just a little movie, but I just wanted to make a review about it, because in case somebody would be interested, if they came across this video, they might watch that video or that movie, Maya and Her Lover. I enjoyed it. Maybe you will too. Um, if you like content like this, might do more movie reviews. Please subscribe to this video, like and share it. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. I'm going to get going because I got living to do. Thank you.